Well, parts finally come in from Motion Raceworks. Shout out to those guys for always sending at least a sticker and at least one piece of candy. It's the little things, you know. But they have great service, great guys, great customer service, great A guys. But parts finally come in. I have the intake, I believe, completely installed. Fuel rails are good. I've already done a leak check. Those are good. The little plug we were waiting on for Motion. But everything's hooked up. I got to extend my air temperature sensor. So that way I can reroute that underneath so it looks better. But let's see if it'll fire up. I may have to adjust the throttle. I don't know. This is the first fire up with the new intake. So let's see what she does. Let her prime up a minute. Here we go. Good. My goodness, she is rowdy. Let's see, no leaks. Nice cold fuel, no leaks. Fires right up. We are good to go. Even had a good idle. I think it was idling a little high. I can adjust that later once I get it out of the apartment. Shout out to my neighbors. Sorry about blessing y'all with these glorious sounds, but yeah, success. Now, as you may have seen, I had my seal in the freezer. Now you might be wondering, why the hell do you have that seal in the freezer? I'll show you why. Because that cold actually helps it, makes it get smaller. Because I damaged the first one, my BFH. Just like that. No crazy tricks. Put the seal in the freezer. It'll shrink. Be smaller than the machine finish. So instead of trying to do your tricks and try to get it just right, well, you can do that if you have a proper workbench, clean area, actual small 2x4 or the right size socket, and you can do it right and have it nice and square, or press. Well, working in a one-car garage in an apartment complex, we don't have all that equipment just offhand. Do I have it at Shane's shop? Yes. But we're not there. And I'm not gonna make that 20-minute drive just to put a seal in. So I'm gonna do what I can do. And what I could do was put it in the freezer overnight, and it went right in, no problem. Now, I don't know where the other one's at, but I did damage one of these because I didn't put it in the freezer. So That's that. Now I'll put the other bearing in. We'll put this guy on the passenger side. Well, here we go. We will be installing the rotors. If you can see that. So I've already got the bearings in here. I've already packed them with high temp grease, just like Wildwood suggests. We're to clean the surface, it's ready to rock and roll. We got the wheel seal in there, ready to slide on. If I don't make a complete mess out of everything, which I'm normally pretty good at. All right. So, I got us one spacer. I think these spacers are like a 1/16 of an inch. They are very small, but this is when small matters. So, get that guy started. Then we'll get the rear done. Just like that, it is complete. Now, let's see here. There we go. Man, that turned out nice. So now, I need to replace these brake lines from the hard lines to the caliper that they supplied, hook up my steering, and hook up the new sway bar. That finally came in today. So we'll be installing that next. Well, I got under here to install this new sway bar, this muscle bar from RideTech. Well, the problem is it appears, so they require this plate to be mounted here. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Well, I have to remove the rivet on both sides of the frame, and I've also got to relocate this bracket that holds the transmission cooler. But it also appears that the frame has a little bit of a kink in there, almost like a hook was put in there at one point in time, and it actually bent the frame down just a little bit. Not that big of a deal, but that requires being very loud and some persuasion. This side appears to be all right. It seems to be ready to go, but I still have to cut and remove that rivet. Problem with that is we are in an apartment complex. I have a neighbor there. I have a neighbor there. And I have a neighbor there. So, without trying to get a noise complaint, which I've already had to. So, we're just going to hold off on the sway bar until it goes to Shane's shop, or even East Texas, who knows. So we're going to hold off on the sway bar.